On this episode, we review our last trip to Universal Orlando Resort as pass holders. For now, at least. Today is February 20th, 2024, and this is episode 643 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey, guys.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic. You can also find us now on TikTok at MSM Podcast. If you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. If you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. If you were planning that trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World, you did not get your advanced dining reservation that you so desperately wanted, have no fear, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service. And if you're getting ready to plan that next Disney trip, Universal, a cruise, basically travel anywhere you want in the world, go to mainstmagictravel.com and fill out a form for a free quote. Our travel services are completely free to you. We're going to have a bittersweet episode. Is that the proper term?
It's not bittersweet for me.
I know it's not. This is how this whole thing's going to go, apparently. Okay,
Sure. I'm going to miss hanging out with our kids.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's go back. Okay, so this is we're gonna do a trip review. This is really gonna be a lot about food and stuff, but
okay.
We got a couple other things to sprinkle in along the way. We are this week actually. Hopefully by the time this comes out, I've already spoke to Universal, and we are looking at canceling our annual passes for the four of us, and we on June 5th, 2020. So we're gonna talk first about why we became annual pass holders at Universal. Okay. So if you've not heard about it, there was this thing called COVID that shut the entire world down, and including theme parks. And Disney, Universal, of course, were extremely affected, shut down for a couple months. And here we are doing a Disney podcast.
Yes.
And we had 2 episodes a week coming out. We had to scale back to 1 because, so much of our content was derived from going to Disney and going into the parks.
Correct.
So we started to think, and we had done Universal once or twice before. We had done an episode or 2. I went for my 40th birthday. We did an episode on that. I went with Kaylin for her 5th grade field trip, and we did an episode on that. But we didn't know much about Universal. And when Universal announced their reopening on June 5th of 2020, we still didn't have a date yet on when Disney was going to reopen.
Correct.
So we thought, all right, this is our opportunity to add additional content. Not only at this time when we need it during closures of Disney World, but moving forward.
And to keep us alive.
Yeah. I mean, seriously.
Really?
Yeah. To keep the show going. You know, we had to get very creative, even going down to 1 episode a week for a couple months. Correct. And we had to find ways to continue to deliver content and not just shut down and not make it through the pandemic. So we thought, all right, this is a great opportunity is to go ahead and go down. We went down June 5th, 2020. We stayed at Cabana Bay, and on June 5th, we went to guest services in the front of the parks, and we became pass holders. And we got the 3-park premiere, which includes Volcano Bay. It includes your 4 p.m. and after express pass, valet parking, extra perks, benefits, and that was 3 years and 9 months ago.
Wow.
We hit that first year hard at Universal. We went a lot.
Yeah, we did.
Because Disney wouldn't open until July, full
Correct.
month and a half basically after. And we started to find that we were enjoying it and that the kids were enjoying it. Think about this, Rhonda. When we did this, they were 9 and 12 years old.
That's crazy. They're 16 and 13 and a half now.
Yeah. So, think
That's
about
crazy.
that. How young they were and that we became these Universal pass holders.
And at this point, too, they were completely done and tired of Disney. They were not wanting to go into any of the parks when we would take them. And I just was like, I can't afford to keep doing this.
Right.
And then 90% of the time they didn't want to go. And I know Universal's, I don't know if it's their slogan or their marketing campaign, but it's basically like when you get tired or grow up from Disney, come down the street.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I felt like my kids were.
Yeah.
They were older. They were tired of the smaller rides and they were ready for, Universal and Harry Potter and all that kind of stuff. And they did. They loved it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They wanted
sure
to
did.
go.
Yeah. They wanted to go and we would go. And we would go as a family of 4.
Yep.
We would go with friends. We would meet up with friends. And 3 years and 9 months, we've had a lot of incredible experiences.
Yes, we have.
All that being said, then, why are we canceling? And I know we've brought this up on past episodes, but if you're just tuning in, if all of a sudden you're like, oh, cool, Main Street Magic, a Universal podcast, this is great. This is the first episode you've ever listened to. You're in for a treat, buddy. Because no.
Well, I'll be 1,000% transparent. And the reason we are giving them up is because they are a small car payment.
Yeah.
Once a month, it is $300 that comes out of my account. That is for, yes, it is for the premiere. It is for all parks for Universal, but we are not utilizing them. And now the girls are older. They don't want to go with just as parents.
Yeah.
They want to go with friends and stuff. And with our oldest daughter driving and insurance, and then Lacey is going into 9th grade and hoping and praying that she gets into put on the dance team, but then that's money, more and more money. And so it's just time to, and especially for me, because this small car payment that's coming out for me, and, speaking of car, we're going to be getting another one because Kaylin's going to be doing things and going off. And just with all this being said, it would come out of my account and we'd go to Disney. And then I'm like, all right, we need a weekend at home. I need to work on a weekend to get a few clients in, or B, I need to do this, or we need to take care of our freaking house. And I'm sitting here going, well, that's $300 that came out. And now we're not using this pass at all. And then lately we've gone and stayed at a hotel, and the most recent was back in July when Lacey turned 13, and we were getting there, and we had Cassidy, and we're like, all right, we're going to get to the park and we're going to go after 4 and we're going to do all this. We get to the hotel and kids were kind of like raring to go, excited. And once we got there, they're like, I don't feel like going to a park. Yeah. And that was
really like the straw that
broke your back?
The camel's back. Well, mine too. This does.
You were very frustrated with that.
It is. And it comes down to a financial decision that we need to make as adults and business owners. And, Sam and I actually discussed this on the Journey into Imagination series just this past Friday, that a lot of people understand, that $300 a month comes straight out of our pocket. The everything that we do, for the most part, comes straight out of our pockets that we do to do this podcast, to do the social media, to review restaurants, to review resorts. None of that is being covered by anyone but us. We do some things to help with it, such as, Wonderland Crew, our Patreon group, merchandising sales, but that covers a very, 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 very small portion. So a lot of this, is we're in the red, and we do it because we love it. And we want to provide the best information, and we want to, we get these emails. I just got this email from Jonathan the other day. And we get messages all the time that are like, thank you. Listen to your podcast. Our family listened to your podcast. It helped our trip. It did this, we can only get to Disney once a year, or Universal once a year. It helps us through those times and kind of living through you guys. But it costs a lot. And so we have to look at what is best for us at that point, which is to drop these Universal passes. I think you kind of covered how you feel about it. If the world was perfect, we wouldn't get rid of them. But the world is not perfect. Money does not grow on trees. And we do not make money off doing this podcast. Therefore, we have to do whatever is financially best for us at this moment. And this is it. I will miss it. I will miss it a lot. But what I started to realize with this trip that we just did is that I'm going to miss who we're with more than the parks. And I do love Universal. I really do. I've said this a million times. I like Universal a lot. We have some killer memories in the past 3 years and 9 months. I don't miss Universal when I'm at home. I miss Disney right now. I miss Disney. I can't wait to get back. We're shy of 2 weeks till we're back in Disney.
Being at Universal, I missed being at Disney. I wish, we could have. Yeah. I mean, even Cassidy at one point is like, can we go to Disney Springs? And I'm like,
well, could we?
Could we? I'm not going to say no.
But what I'm going to miss the most is the time we get to spend with our family and friends that were part of this Universal journey. And it has been. I mean, you think 3 years, 9 months seems like yesterday, and it seems like decades ago, right? Yeah. So I'm going to miss that a lot more, I think, than the actual parks, while I do enjoy them. Does this mean that we will have no more Universal content? No. We are lucky enough to have built some awesome relationships with other content creators, podcasters, YouTubers, people named John Self, that, in fact, I'm actually going to guest on a Universal podcast here in a couple months. We're going to have Universal content when we need it. We're not going to let an event go by, and we're going to talk a lot about Mardi Gras right now during this episode. We won't let things go by without still giving you Universal content. It's just going to come from some other folks.
Right.
And we certainly have done enough in the past 3 years and 9 months that we're in no way experts and know as much as we do about Disney World.
Right.
But we can certainly still answer questions. We can provide information. You go to mainstmagictravel.com. You can fill out a form for a free quote. Chuck, Amy, they can answer questions about Universal. So hit us up anytime. It's not the end of our Universal content. There still will be some that will trickle through as it's needed. So we don't want you to think that's like completely going away.
Okay.
Let's talk about our trip though.
Okay.
Right? Our last trip, our last hurrah. We planned with Rob and Tina, all the kids. We actually went down. We took the kids out of school for 2 days.
Yep.
Because Dockside Inn at Endless Summer had that Wednesday and Thursday night, which was Valentine's Day night. Yep. And then the Thursday night, we were going to come home Friday afternoon for like $75 a night for a standard room.
Yeah, it was really cheap.
You're not passing that up. And we really enjoyed Dockside. We really enjoyed Surfside.
I think I like Surfside better.
You do? Yeah.
Because it's smaller.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people there this weekend. Schools, like, holy moly.
Yeah, this President's Day holiday weekend brought out the folks and brought out the school groups, and I believe it's winter break for Northeast area.
Okay.
So a lot of them come down. But yeah, I mean, we enjoyed Dockside there. One thing I'll just touch on is we were checking in about 7:30ish, close to 8 o'clock, because we went down. Rhonda finished work, Rob finished work. We got everything together. We drove down. We didn't leave here till about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening, and got down there, and it was absolutely slammed.
Yeah. How long did it take us?
50 minutes to check in, at least.
That's a long line.
Yeah. So normally, and it was just filling in behind us. And it would go that way for the next 2 hours or so. Because when we came back after going to City Walk, it was still nuts.
Yeah.
So normally within 24 hours of your stay, Universal will send you an email about mobile check-in, which if you get that, I highly recommend.
Yeah.
We did not get that email. Tina did not get that email.
Nope.
There is nothing to do if you don't get that email. You cannot mobile check-in. And I will say Universal is not willing to help you in that manner.
Which is sad.
Yeah, I went to guest services. She was just like, you didn't get the email? Yeah, well, okay.
And then didn't Rob try to go up and
Rob
she was like,
nothing.
We're closed.
Yeah, we're closed.
Didn't even.
I reached out to Universal on Twitter, and they're very good at responding quickly. But once I just let them know what was going on, there was zero response after. There's no other way. You can't go into your resort reservation in the app or your original email that when you booked it and do anything about it. I don't see why it would be so hard in this situation. And then they had 1 or 2 people working this long line with multiple people working mobile. I don't understand what would be so hard about having a QR code when you walk in that says, would like to mobile check in? Here you go.
Yeah.
Let's get people through. So that was frustrating. It took some time, but this whole weekend there was a big, and I posted about this, and I posted about their operating hours, right? They were closing at 7 p.m.
You had some
multiple comments, and everybody wanted to get. And my simple thing, I posted their hours of the park's closing at 7 p.m. on a Wednesday evening.
Didn't they close at 5 p.m. on Monday?
The following Monday, yes, they did. And I simply posted a screenshot. I was not comparing anything between the two parks. I was comparing the fan base and the social media people and said, can you imagine the outrage if Disney closed all of their theme parks at 7 p.m.? And it blew up. I mean, I spent the next 48 hours trying to respond to comments, trying to do whatever I could. It just blew up. And everybody has their own reasoning, but all of a sudden it turned into this giant Disney Universal battle that I did not mean to create. My whole point was just showing the double standard. Universal can close parks at 7 p.m. God forbid Disney do it. And you had people come back, oh yeah, well, Animal Kingdom closed at 6 p.m. tonight. Yeah, I know. Magic Kingdom's open till 10. What do you got? But people started like, well, yeah, maybe Disney should close early so they can keep their parks up. Like, I'm just like, oh God, this is not what I wanted to create. I was just simply stating a fact because this happens every time. Disney raises prices. Everybody loses their stuff. 2 days later, Universal raises their prices. Crickets. That's all I was pointing out. So anybody who was out on Twitter and saw that, that's all I was trying to do. I was not trying to create a battle. But we decided to head on over to get some dinner. We headed over to City Walk to kind of bop around. I was angry.
Yeah, you were.
Where do we end up going to? We've been here before.
Mexican.
Yeah. Antojitos.
Okay, I'm not gonna say it right. Antojitos. Yeah. So we sat down. Poor kids tried to go and get food, and unfortunately, Kaylin even said everything that's not Universal is closed.
Shut down.
Closed. This was 8 o'clock at night.
9 p.m. I think at this time.
9. Okay.
9 p.m. City Walk, which is open till 1 a.m.
Correct.
Most everything, food-wise and all, again, that was not specifically Universal owned, and a few third parties. I mean, but most other things shut down. So again.
And then Antojitos, when we were kind of trying to leave around, 10 something?
Yeah.
10:30. Looked like they were like not pushing people up towards the front, but like cleaning and getting hoping people were going back to their hotel.
Let me go back again real quick.
Which then we went back to the hotel and around
shut down.
Shut the
everything.
Food all done. Like we were like
because we were gonna get to ice cream or something. Yeah.
What?
And I do want to go back a little bit. I 100% understand why they're closing at 7 p.m. It is based on data. It is based on the fact that it's a slightly off season. They have done something. They're not just going, let's be jerks and shut it down at 7. There's reasoning behind it. I 100% understand that. One of the biggest comments I got from several locals, though, was, I'm an annual pass holder. I spend a lot of money. I get off work at 5. I get home at 5:30. I can make it to a Universal Park by 6, and you're closing at 7 during the week. So they're losing out. Just say if they're closing down Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m., 8 p.m., you're losing all those days as a local.
Right.
When all you want to do is get out there. So again, going back to that. But let's talk about Antojitos, which we really do enjoy this spot. Last time we went there was with Rob and Tina, actually.
Yes. And so because the kids could not find anything, they all did end up piling in with us. And good thing I think we're all smaller people because they did put us in a booth.
Yeah.
And we're also family, so we don't mind touching. And all 8 of us fit in. And Matthew was our waiter.
Yeah, he was amazing.
He was super great. And he was super sweet because Lacey did sit on the outside. And first he grabbed a bar stool. Then he grabbed another chair because she was higher. And he just was amazing. But we all pretty much ordered off the appetizer menu.
2 of you did. You and Tina did.
Oh, I thought Rob did too.
No.
Okay. Well, anyways, I got the shrimp tostada, which was $14.95. It is citrus and marinated shrimp, avocado, lime, cilantro, coleslaw, tomato salsa, pickled red onions, queso fresco. And it was good. I really liked it.
I thought you really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Super fresh.
Super fresh. It was simple. It was only 1. It had 3 or 4 shrimp. I really liked the avocado on it. I liked it.
Yeah.
Really good.
I mean, I think this is a really, really solid spot for good, like upscale style Mexican food. It's got an amazing atmosphere. Again, we were on the later end. It really seemed like they were trying to push people out. Like you know, we walked in and it was one of those, we were going to try and get a table for 4. Said, no, we don't. have any, basically. We can
the
give you a
bar.
high top or sit at the, he said you can sit at the bar.
Mhm.
Then like, we thought some of the kids were coming. So we went back and we thought it was 6. So they're like, well, we can put you at like a high top. I'm like, okay. But you could tell they just had stopped seating basically. And they were trying to move from the back of the house all the way to the front. And as those people left, I'm guessing they were letting people off and saying, all right, we just need the staff we need to get this place closed by like 10 p.m.
Which is crazy to me.
Yeah, Tina got the empanadas for $12.95. These are masa turnovers filled with roasted corn, chorizo, cojita, cheese, served over a jalapeno mayo with chili oil. Those are
fantastic.
fabulous. Oh my gosh.
I would
these
go
were so
back
good.
to get these
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah. And we're talking about this a lot still because you remember you have access to City Walk.
Yeah.
Now, it's the Disney Springs of Universal Orlando.
Correct.
If you want some great dining, and we're going to talk about another restaurant as well, this is a great spot to go.
Mhm.
Now, I would look at your cost to Uber in as opposed to driving there if you have to and paying for parking.
Yeah.
Of course, as resort guests, we don't have to pay to park because we're taking the bus. As pass holders before, we would get free parking if we went and parked there.
Right.
So it is a spot that you can stop by. And, if you're at Disney and you're thinking, you know what, I want something a little different. I want to check something else out. We don't want to really go to Disney Springs. It's our off night. We're not doing parks. We don't want to eat at the resort. Look at what it costs to take an Uber down here.
Yeah.
I think it's well worth it. Rob got the trio of enchiladas verde, pork tamale, chili relleno, black beans, and cilantro rice. Rob likes everything.
It was $20.95,
Yeah.
and yes, he likes it all, and he said it was good.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I think he said something at one point that he was so hungry he wanted to eat until he was uncomfortable. And this was a large portion.
It was funny.
I decided, I was looking at the enchiladas and I asked Matthew, I was like, how's the mole? And he said, I've never had it, but people order it a lot. And I was like, okay, so you think it's
never
good.
been sent
I
back.
said, has it ever been sent back? He's like, not by me, for me. And I was like, okay, I'll try the mole. This is beef machaca, which is like a house dried beef that they basically reconstitute in like the mole sauce to kind of bring it back to life. House made mole poblano, lima crema, queso fresco, and cilantro. One of the only other times I've had mole is at San Angel Inn over at Epcot in the Mexican Pavilion. I don't think I like mole.
Okay.
I could tell this was a good mole. And it was 3 small enchiladas filled with the beef. It had the mole sauce on top. It had like diced white onion, cilantro. It came with refried black beans. And actually, you know what it came with was pinto beans and rice. And I could tell it was a very well done composed dish for a mole. I don't like mole. I've just figured it out. I just don't care for it.
Okay.
So I ate the whole thing because I was starving,
Mhm.
but I didn't really want to.
Okay.
So if
You didn't want to send it back.
no, because
'Cause it
that's
wasn't
on
bad.
me. No, it wasn't bad. I could
just
it's
don't-
the same thing. Like what I eventually figured out, I was like, you know what? I don't think I like octopus. And maybe one day I've found octopus before that I do enjoy at Mythos for the most part with that cold octopus salad that Michael and I had, but I just don't think it's for me. And you can taste it's very strong flavors, and it has that Mexican chocolate in it, and it's got a lot of chilies, and it's dry. It's weird. It's a dry sauce.
That's weird.
It is weird, but
It's very strange.
but still, I knew it was good. Kaylin got queso there, which
Yep.
was fabulous.
It
And
really
I really
was.
like this. The queso came with house-made flour tortillas
Yeah, they
to
were
dip
good.
in it, along with their chips.
Yep.
They do not give you chips and salsa.
No.
You have to request them.
Yep.
For a charge.
Yes.
So just something to note. We're going to move into our Thursday night dinner before we cover all the Mardi Gras food because we did Mardi Gras over 2 days.
Okay.
But what happens, Rhonda, if you don't bring sunscreen?
Well, you can get a little one that will fit in your bag that is very small for $18.
Yeah.
And
Luckily, we had some, but
we
Tina
did.
did not.
and she was gonna buy it because she's like, oh, it's small, it can fit in my
Yeah.
park bag, and it was $18, and she's like, oh my god, I'm not doing that.
We're like, we'll walk back up to the room.
Yeah.
It's fine. We will
So
get
we
you that
did.
sunscreen.
Yep.
But that is one of those things that if you're doing in vacation grocery delivery, fl.com. Our friends over there, they will deliver things like sunscreen to you along with your grocery order. So if you're doing a grocery order and either you just don't want to pack sunscreen or you realize last minute you forgot it, while your shopper is communicating with you and you're going, oh no, I forgot sunscreen, just ask them to pick it up from Publix. Do not buy it for $18 for like a 6 ounce, 4 ounce, whatever tube in a gift shop, because Disney's going to charge about the same price. Something else I want to touch on, because I didn't put in the notes before I forget. Universal recently updated their app.
Okay. Is that good or bad?
It's really good for wait times.
Oh.
I never really loved their app for wait times. It basically works a lot the same the way that Disney's does.
Okay.
They have now done it where you can prioritize and filter wait times for rides by park, by time. Like, it's awesome. So you could go through, like, for example, we were in Studios. I'm like, I don't want to look at wait times for Volcano Bay and Islands of Adventure along with this. It's just going to list them all. And you used to be able to filter it. You could say thrill ride, water ride, 3D ride, family, kid, whatever. Now you can filter it by park, which is awesome, and wait time. So it would literally say, here's all the rides that are under 15 minutes. And they put them in numerical order. Under 15 minutes, boom, boom. Under 30 minutes, boom, boom. 45, hour. And so it was just much easier to navigate and see what wait times actually were. So good job, Universal, on the app. I've never loved their app, and I think they just took it to a whole new level. And they're like, hey, they're leaving. Let's make it better now. So Thursday evening, we were hungry again. We had eaten Mardi Gras food all day Thursday, but, again, that's snacks in a sense.
Yeah.
So I started looking online. It was pretty busy. And I started looking like, all right, where could we eat? Let me see if I can get a reservation online real quick. But first we decided to try and walk up to Toothsome. And the kids were staying in the park.
Hard Rock.
I'm sorry. The kids were staying in the park because they were going to ride Hagrid's. Only waited an hour, by the way. They got in line at 7:45. Park was closing at 8. They were on by 8:45.
Yep.
So we decided we were going to go get dinner. We didn't really want to wait. We were kind of weighted out from rides for the day. So what happened? Where did we end up? Because we did go to Hard Rock first.
We went to Hard Rock, and I think it was going to be like over an hour and a half wait. So Jeremy grabbed an NBC Sports Grille, 8 o'clock, I believe.
8:30. We were at Hard Rock at about 8:05, and then I grabbed an 8:30 at NBC was the next available one.
So so we went over there, checked in, and they sat us around 8:40-ish.
Yeah.
And so
if you remember the last time at NBC Sports Grille, we did not have the best experience with the wings and all, but we have been here several times, and that one encounter was not going to stop us from coming back. We actually really enjoy this place, and it has a menu for everybody. Everybody can find something they like on this menu, whether it is, pizza, sandwiches, burgers, basically whatever you want. So what all did we end up getting?
Well, Rob got the crispy calamari for $13.95 for the table, which was smoked tomato and lemon aioli sauces. And we've had this before. It was fantastic.
It's so good.
Really good.
It's a perfect calamari.
Yeah, we ate them all. Kids came to say hey, and then
Kalen kept grabbing a bunch. I'm like, dude, Rob bought these. Come on, settle down.
You and Tina shared the Smoke Turkey Club, correct? For $16.95. This is carved turkey breast, bib lettuce, tomatoes, applewood bacon, basil mayonnaise, avocado, toasted brioche bread. What'd you think?
It's fine. It's the bread is really good. This is one that I think proportions were not properly done. The fillings and everything were very centered, where you got a lot of bread around the outside. It just, again, like, I've just been wanting I just need to go to a New York style deli and just get myself a club sandwich. Like, that's what I want. And again, this was good. The bread was delicious. It was toasted, buttery. Everything was good. It just composition to me was not as good as it could have been, but I still loved it. And it's a huge portion. That's why we split it, because she got it last time and she ate the whole thing and was like, I regretted it. And I was like, well, I'll split it with you.
Well, she wanted Rob to split.
Yeah. And he was like,
and
no.
Like, no.
So we got it with tots, and then we ordered a side of fries as well. And their fries are great. Their tots are tots.
Like, and I like the basil mayonnaise.
Yeah, we got it on the side.
Sticking that.
Again, when you put avocado on these, I just don't need any sort of dressing.
Yeah.
Type thing. Rob got the Smokehouse Stack Burger for $18.95. Beef burger, smoked brisket, smoked pork, smoked Gouda, caramelized onions, barbecue sauce, and a toasted brioche bun. Again, Rob just likes everything.
Mhm.
Like you could.
He got it medium. It looked
Yeah.
cooked well. I mean, it looked cooked correctly. Yeah, he liked it.
I mean, you can you can give him a double quarter pounder from McDonald's, and you could give him. He basically said he'd eat that over something that Gordon Ramsay would feed him.
Yes,
he
probably liked this burger and it was great. But if I would have brought him a McDonald's,
double quarter pounder with cheese, he'd be like, "This is better." So. We don't put a lot of.
We love Rob.
Yeah, though. He's not going to get hired by any sort of food bloggers or anything. What did you get?
Well, I was looking. I wanted something healthier because I was eating all the carbs earlier, and I'm just kind of like, it's the end of the night, and I'm not going to get to really walk it off. So, they had chicken lettuce wraps for $14.95. This is ground chicken, shiitake mushrooms, water chestnuts, bean sprouts, lettuce, cilantro, and ginger soy sauce. The lettuce wrap cups things were what we got recently from Costco, but the way the leaves were, they were torn. It was going to be really hard to use it as a lettuce wrap.
Yeah.
So I actually just took and mixed it all together and basically ate it like a salad, and it was really good.
It was delicious.
I don't like water chestnuts, but it was fine. They
could not take the water
enough,
chestnuts out. They were basically diced up within the chicken mixture and all. Correct?
Something like that, but there were like some bigger ones, but it was fine. I didn't notice it enough to like be grossed out or turned off on it, but I thought it was great. I kept eating it and it was really good.
I finished it because you didn't eat it all, and I thought it was delicious.
Yeah,
and we had found these Asian chicken crumble package at Costco that comes with the sesame ginger sauce, and we had actually, for the Super Bowl, we went to our friends. We bought Bib lettuce. I bought carrots and shaved them. Did little shavings of carrots. I crushed up some cashews, and we made little lettuce cups. And so when we saw, and Kaylin loved them. So when we saw this and you got it, it was delicious. It really was. And you're right. After a long day in the parks, you've eaten a bunch of heavy foods. This was just so light and refreshing, but could still fill you up.
Yeah.
And so, I ate the rest of it. I really like NBC Sports Grille. I do. Other than the one, again, we had an off night with the wings that time, and they burnt them, and then it just took forever. They were busy, but those are the ones.
You were hangry.
I was, but those are the ones salty even. Those are the ones that you look at and you go, okay, we know this isn't how the place normally operates.
Right.
And for being just a sports grill, I think they do things incredibly well, and it's a huge spot. There's an upstairs, downstairs. There's bars you can sit at. There's outdoor seating. This is a really good spot at City Walk.
Yeah, right next to Voodoo Donuts, which we ended up ordering that night to basically have the next morning. So that was really cool. We got the cinnamon king cake one.
That was good.
It really was.
Yeah.
Tina loved it. We loved it. Lacey ate it, and I got a raspberry filling, and then Kaylin wanted the grape ape,
which had lavender though with it.
She
correct?
thought so, but it was very grapey.
Okay.
She didn't really taste the lavender.
Yeah.
So.
I really enjoy their donuts. And
I do too.
And as a person who doesn't traditionally eat donuts, they do a great job.
Yep.
I mean, I've said that before. I thought this was going to be just a show, hey, we're this cool voodoo donut place and we make these crazy stuff, but then their food isn't that good, and it's good. I really, really like them. All right, let's move on to Mardi Gras, Flavors of Carnival, which is running now through April 7th. So you do have some time if you're getting down there, and hopefully some of the food that we tried will give you a little bit of review.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to state is we actually brought our Mardi Gras cup, freestyle cup from last year, because you can get them reactivated at a discounted price.
Yep.
I believe they're $18.99 for a day now, and you get, and whenever you get it, it'll go till basically midnight, and then you can add more days basically, or get more days for less. So it actually makes sense if you're going to be there to get one of these. You can use them at the freestyle machines all over the park.
But what's the situation where if you get it activated at your resort, you can't use them in the park?
And vice versa.
If you get them activated in the park,
you can't use it at the resort.
Use it at the resort.
That's what they told Kaylin.
Super weird.
Yeah. So I took this one instead of buying a brand new one. Didn't need a new cup because we're we're canceling our APs. I don't need a new fancy cup. Not going to collect another one. I'll go ahead and get it reactivated. So went up, got it reactivated. They're $11.99. It'll be good till midnight of that night. And with an AP discount, it's $10.85. These freestyle machines have hundreds of combinations. I like caffeine-free Diet Coke now, and they had cherry and vanilla. Then they've got like orange and ginger and lemon, all these different flavors. So that's what I thought.
Nice.
Like, I'll do that. I drink 2 of these throughout the day. I pretty much made my money back.
But then the kids will too. And then they'll...
You can even get ices in them,
Yep,
which is amazing. So we had brought, I'm not going to say this is the only Universal Magic that we've ever received, but this was amazing.
Yeah.
So you brought one of our old annual pass holder cups just to get water.
You did.
Yeah, I did.
And we had the little, I love the little things that you can carry in them now.
The little,
what are they called? The sleeves?
Yeah, sleeves, like a lanyard sleeve to carry the cup in.
Yeah.
So you can actually carry it over your shoulder.
Yeah.
It's like a little holster.
Well, it kept leaking and it was like leaking on my back. And I was like, should I get a new one? I like that cup. It had a skull on it and it was super cool Mardi Gras one. And Kaylin goes, that's the good cup. And the guy is overhearing all of this that is behind the counter. And then actually was also like, I was like, well, how much is it? And then how much? So he kind of motions for me to come over. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, do you just want a new cup? Like,
He's like, I'll just exchange it.
Oh, okay. And so he literally hands me a brand new cup just off the shelf in the back, doesn't activate it or anything, and was like, do you want anything in it? And I was like, yeah, sure, water. And then I realized, well, I could just dump this water back into it because I'm going to throw it away. And then he was like, you can keep it. And I'm like, I mean, it's leaking. I don't want it. So he threw it away for me. So we go through the entire day just getting water in this cup because it wasn't activated. Yeah. Now, I'm going to let you finish the story because I don't even know how this came about.
Well, Friday, we get back into the parks, and I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and let me try and activate the cup or reactivate it. And I was like, I kind of do want some sodas. Like, we're going to be here for a little bit, and the kids can get whatever.
One,
yeah, we only took that one cup in, the new one that he gave you. And so what we had thought is that he just gave a cup off the shelf, non-activated, that you could get water all day. And so I go up and I got my $10.35 in cash, literally, because I knew that's what it would cost with the discount. And I said, can I reactivate this cup? And I set it on the thing, the little whatever they're going to reactivate. And she goes, it's already activated. I'm like, oh, okay. So this is February 16th. So I go to see if I can get soda, and I set it on the thing, the chip reader, and it reads it and says it's good all the way through February 17th. So he actually gave you a 3-day activated cup. And what was great is I actually remember this team member from when we were there with Kaylin and Talon for her birthday, and we got 2 pretzels with cheese right there at the kiosk outside of Fast and the Furious. And I remember him just being the nicest guy, and
awesome.
And all of a sudden I was like, that's the same guy.
That's
so
funny.
it was super cool. It was a little bit of Universal magic, so that was awesome. All right, we're going to run through, not in any particular order, basically alphabetical order, the booths that we tried and the food and all that we had. So let's start with Brazil and the shrimp moqueca, which was $7.99. This is shrimp and coconut cream stew, micro cilantro, and white rice. And Kaylin wanted this specifically.
Yes, she did.
We got to taste. I did not get any of the shrimp. Did you? She ate all the shrimp, but I got to taste the rice and the sauce. How did you like it?
It was really, really good. It wasn't spicy, and it was just really good flavors, and it was fantastic. It's a little orangey, which was different. Yep. But it was fine. It was great.
She ate up all those shrimp.
She did.
Like Kaylin was loving.
She was.
It was really cool to see because she doesn't get super adventurous. Yeah. And she just wanted to try everything. Also there they have and I never pronounce this right, but it's the Pão de Queijo for $6.99. It's the Brazilian cheese bread. Yep. It's exactly what you're getting from Disney's.
And Costco, I feel like.
Costco.
It's the little balls of, fried cheese.
Serve them with sauces, man. Yeah. Like over at Skipper Canteen, they do it with the pesto and the cream cheese. And it's amazing. It takes this bread to a whole other level. But it was good. Everybody enjoyed it. While we were sitting there at the bench, there was a bunch of water had collected around a sewer. And there were all these little birds that were coming and playing in it. and like
That's
bathing
cute.
themselves in it, and it was adorable.
Yeah.
There was like 4 or 5 at one point until Rhonda wasn't paying any attention and just trampled right through it and scared them all away and splashed water everywhere.
I did not, and
They actually, I think, had already left.
I'm like, they weren't even in
but
there.
you did walk right in. You did not see
I
that
did not
giant
see
puddle.
it.
Let's move on to Canada. They have a candied bacon and onion poutine for $10.49. So this is candied bacon, spiced curly fries with caramelized onion gravy, cheese curds, spiced maple bacon, and parsley.
That was really good, actually.
Holy smokes, this was good.
Yeah,
This
Universal
is the biggest
knows
dish.
how to
Yeah,
do
this is the biggest
poutine.
dish you will see at Mardi Gras.
Mhm.
This is one of those cardboard boats just filled. For $10.49, it was a ton of food.
Yes, it was.
And they've got the curly
you
fries.
and Rob ate from it.
Yeah. They've got the curly fries with the cheese curds sitting under a heat lamp. They're staying super crispy.
Mhm.
And then as soon as you order, they're putting the gravy with the onions and everything on top, parsley. There had to have been 4 to 5 slices of crushed up bacon throughout this thing. It was so much bacon. This was my number 2 favorite dish out of everything we ate.
Mm.
And I would put it over any poutine that we've had at any of the Epcot festivals.
Yeah.
Easily.
I agree.
Like, absolutely loved it. Highly recommend. Let's move on to China. What did we get at China?
We got the Saskatchewan noodle salad.
Szechuan.
Szechuan. Oh.
Saskatchewan, I think, is like a place probably in the Midwest
Oh.
or Canada where
Well,
they say
anyways.
A in a boot.
This was $5.99. It's spicy cold noodle salad with cucumbers, peanuts, cilantro, and scallions. I really liked it. It was spicy.
This was really spicy.
real spicy.
You usually don't get to this heat level
Yeah.
at something like a festival. So
It
I was actually
really good.
proud of them.
The noodles were a little like, I don't know what
They're
happened.
clumped together.
They were. I don't know if they like cooked them and then like didn't have some sauce or they didn't have the oil or
Yeah.
they didn't
Hey,
put
I mean,
the
if you
oil
cook,
in them.
if you
but-
cook noodles at home,
Yeah.
right, and you put them in something, you drain them or whatever, and you let them sit for a little bit, they start to stick together and clump together
Yep.
if you don't immediately sauce them or something. And that's
I
what
think
happened.
This is what happened. Yeah.
And that was the only
But they're
downfall.
still good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Loaded
Loved
with
this.
peanuts. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know what it is about peanut. Like, same thing with the cashews that
Yeah.
we did on the Asian, chicken wraps from Costco. There's just something about that crunch and that saltiness. So, yeah, I thought the flavors were on point. It was
Yep.
just,
It was
you
almost
just got
a little
these
too
big
spicy.
bites. You got these big bites of clumpy noodles was the only downfall.
Yeah.
And I
It
even
was-
tried to like separate them.
It was almost a little too spicy
was
in my
very.
opinion, but it was still good though.
Yeah.
So
Let's move on to Colombia. I actually got this not only on Thursday, but I got it again on
So
Friday.
this must be your favorite.
Yeah, this is my number 1 dish at this year's Mardi Gras that we had. And I will put it in one of the best festival dishes I've had between Universal and Disney.
Okay.
Outstanding. Kaylin loved it. She wanted her own the second day, and she was like, you know what? I'll just have a bite or two of yours. It's in Colombia. It's the Colombian burger for $9.99. This is a grilled burger with Monterey Jack cheese, pineapple cabbage slaw, cilantro garlic sauce, and potato sticks. It's perfection.
And it's two
absolute perfection.
patties.
Two small patties.
Yep.
The slaw, the cilantro garlic sauce. Oh, the crunch of those old school potato sticks. Remember, we used to buy them in that cardboard can, had the metal bottom, the plastic top you take off. I think Utz made them.
Okay. Yep.
Oh my gosh. This was just the best thing ever. I
Mhm.
absolutely loved this like more than anything. And I would, if we were going back again, I would get more.
Oh,
And I never got to
okay.
eat my own full one because I was sharing. The first day we got it, like the girls just went at it. Like I had like one bite.
Yeah, you were very. Why did everybody feel like we had to stick up their butt? Like even Tina or Cassidy
because I just wanted to order
and
something.
Lacey
And everybody,
kept like pretending to pull sticks out of everybody's butts, and especially you.
well, because I would order, and nobody wanted anything. And I would say, I'm going to get this burger and I'm really excited for it. And then before I could even set it on a table, I had 2 and 3 people going, can I have a bite? Can I have a bite? Can I have a bite? I'm like, can you settle? Same thing with the refill cup. It was just like, I would literally get a soda. I would close the lid to turn around and be like, can I have some? I'm like, I didn't even get a sip yet. Settle down.
Well, also with that burger, they've been doing pairings with every like booth.
Yeah, that was actually cool.
Which had alcoholic pairings.
Yeah.
Some
And
were
it would save you a
beers,
little bit of money.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So they actually had a punch that we ended up getting. It had little berries, like gummy berries on top. which was really good. I don't know what kind of liquor it was actually, because it was Colombian, so it was.
I think that one's gin.
Or
something.
Didn't say
Not
gin.
sure.
It said another word, but
Okay.
I don't remember. Anyways, but it was a good drink, and we enjoyed it. Tina and I split that.
I thought it was really cool. They were pairing that for
Yes.
a little bit. You would save like a buck or two by pairing the beverage, I think.
Yeah, but with us, with the card that we had, did we
totally
talk
forgot
about
to bring.
that?
No, I meant to bring up the discount card. So we talked about this in the past, and this is such a great deal. So you can get a discount food and beverage card during Mardi Gras. It's basically a gift card, but only good for food and beverage at designated restaurants, food kiosks.
Right.
It cannot be used on merchandise. It cannot be used back in the hotels. It cannot be used at something like the Tribute store that is selling some snacks and desserts and food. But the list of places it can be used, including sit-down restaurants, is extremely extensive, from City Walk to Studios to Islands of Adventure. So you can get one you can pay $65 and you get a $75 card.
Right.
Or if you're a pass holder, specifically, you can pay $120. You get a $150 card, $30 for free.
And then when you go to the booths, you use your Premier Pass and you get another discount on top of that. Now, with the pairings, and with that being said, you can't get a discount on alcohol.
Right.
So they wouldn't discount the pairing, but they would discount the food, and then you could pay for the drink separately. And it literally, like, I did that once, and then Tina did not do it and did the pairing. And literally, it's like, I can't remember which one it is, but you just save pretty much pennies.
Okay.
So it really
So
doesn't
it's really not an advantage to doing
matter.
it one way or the other. You're probably just to make life easier.
Just
you're
do the
better off just
pairing.
doing the pairing, not getting your AP discount, but using. I mean, we ended up buying 2 of these cards.
Yes, we did.
So think about that. For $240, we got $300 worth.
Yep.
Now we have about $30 left on a card that we could still go back sometime to City Walk, even if we can't get into the parks, and we could still use it at City Walk.
Absolutely.
Like I'm talking, like you could use it at NBC Sports Grille.
Yeah.
You know, I was blown away by how, and it never expires. At one point, we were talking to one of the team members, and I was even saying to Rob, I was like, man, if you knew, like, if we were renewing, right, and let's just say we were like, we got a couple $100 to invest in a sense. You could have bought 4 or 5 of these cards, used them throughout the year, and saved a lot of money.
Yeah,
like
100%.
I think it is so impressive.
There's your
It's such
dining.
a good
There's your
freaking
dining
deal.
card right there.
Yeah, seriously, it really is. It's better than any deal you're getting at Disney as far as these types of things go. All right, let's move on to France. Why don't you talk about this?
Yeah, so France
I didn't try this one.
had a banana Foster creme brulee crepe for $11.99. This is banana caramel, vanilla cream, fresh bananas, whipped topping, and brulee sugar. It also had a pairing of a not a wine slushy, a liquor slushy that had Chambord in it. And I believe it was vodka, and it was so good. And that Chambord floater was an extra $2 for that. But it was this raspberry. It was so stinking good. But Connor got the banana Foster, and he ate most of it, but there was some left, so I got to taste it.
Yeah.
And holy moly, this thing was fantastic.
It was good.
And they were also doing their normal, which they always do, which is their, the crepes, the strawberry and the Nutella.
The sweet and savory.
Yeah, they do. And the kids got the normal one, but this banana Foster one was fantastic. The bananas that were in there were just great. They weren't too soggy. They weren't too soft. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
So I would have loved to have had this on my own, kind of, but I mean, it's big. It's a lot.
I wish I had tried it.
It was really, really good.
Yeah. But I was too busy eating the food. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit from Mexico, which is right there as well. And Rob and Tina got the chiquiles verdes for $7.49. This is tortillas topped with chili braised shredded chicken, salsa verde, cilantro onion mix with lime, crema, and cojita cheese. They absolutely loved it. I mean, it's really good. And this is one of those where, like,
didn't you taste that?
I did, and it was great. And like chiquiles, it's actually like nachos. You don't want the chips to get soggy. When these actually get soggy and absorb all of this flavor, it's just super duper good. Like, again, Mexico here knocks it out of the park all the time as well. I went with the quesabura tacos for $8.99. It's birria beef in a corn tortilla with Monterey Jack, Oaxaca cheese served with the birria broth. So good.
Nice.
It's so delicious. You tasted it. It was amazing.
It was good.
I think it was 2 little tacos, nice and crispy on the outside. You dip it in the sauce. Oh, I love this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would get this again and again. Let's rewind a little bit and talk about Germany. Did you try the currywurst that Tina got for $7.99? Because it's crispy skin German bratwurst sliced and topped with a spicy curry ketchup.
It smelled really good. I don't think I tasted it though.
It was delicious.
Yeah, you tasted it?
Yeah, it was.
Okay,
I tasted
then I
one
did not.
piece. It was a nice, thick cut, tender bratwurst, and then this spicy curry ketchup definitely had some kick to it. Not as much as the Szechuan noodle salad, but
Germany had a lot of stuff too, and a lot of beers and a lot of different things. And one of pairing was with this, which was a German beer that Rob got, and he said, of course,
he said it was fine,
fine beer.
But I like this. It is unassuming to the eyes. It does not look good.
No, but it smelled really good,
and it tasted very, very.
And they
good.
also had Jaeger here for little shots that you
got
could
your
get.
Jaeger.
I did. I had some with Rob. It was awesome. I love it. Yeah. We love Rob and I like black licorice. You and Tina do not.
No.
And it was great.
Yeah, that's
Enjoyed
awesome. Let's move on to Italy. We had this with Kaylin.
Mm-hmm.
While they were riding the Mummy, we decided to wait it out and try some food. And this is the Roman suppli for $7.99 in Italy. Mozzarella and provolone filled risotto with a vodka sauce and roasted red pepper aioli.
This is so freaking good.
I thought it was weird that the vodka sauce was cold though.
Yeah, it was super weird.
But it was delicious.
It was.
So flavorful.
Yep.
Even Kaylin was like, this sauce is amazing.
Italy does it right.
They actually do. So dude, can you guys
Universal.
give Disney a call?
Yep.
Put this over at Disney, and it's going to knock it out of the park. It was really, really good. The risotto, I absolutely loved it. All right, what did we have in Nolans?
Woo! I was super excited because of, if you listen to the last episode, I believe it was possibly with
2 episodes ago.
With the beignets, I wanted some beignets. I was excited. I wanted some pretty much real beignets. So beignets at New Orleans are $6.99, and they are sweet fried pastry with powdered sugar. And there's 4 of them, and they were fantastic. Again, I understand what Jeremy was saying earlier, where he felt like he couldn't. The kids were super excited and were like going in at it, and I got one, I think. And then they also had a pairing, which they had an espresso martini. And this was fantastic. They made a little, how do you say it? Fleur de leaf on top with like chocolate.
That was super cool.
Oh my God. And this it was very coffee-y, but still, I mean, that's what I like. And then the chocolate, it was fantastic. And beignets were great. The next day, Kaylin and I tried the fried green tomato po' boy for $12.49. And this is flash fried green tomatoes, lettuce, tomato, pickles, and Cajun remoulade served with a Cajun kettle chips. So the sad part is Jeremy asked if they could take off the pickles. They said
we're not allowing substitutions today.
Correct.
They said today.
Is that what they said?
Yeah.
And the sad part is he watched and he literally made it fresh, and all he had to do is leave them off.
Yeah.
So it was sad that they couldn't just leave them off.
Yeah.
But Kaylin and I really enjoyed it. We both shared it and ate it. And it was really good.
Yeah.
We could get it again.
Yeah, and for anyone who's going, why don't you just take the pickles off? No, that's not how pickles work, man. You're going to have the juices. It's going to be all over the bread. I don't need that in my life. I did try an into piece of the bread. I don't know if they're flying this bread in from New Orleans or what, but oh my gosh, that bread is legit.
Yeah.
It tastes exactly like the bread in the po' boys that we had in New Orleans when we went. Unbelievable. And I love Kaylin so much. When she said she saw him, she was eating it, and she's like, "This is good." Was this chicken? I'm like, "You think that's fried chicken?" I was like, "It's a fried green tomato," and she's like, "Oh." I'm like, "Have you ever had a fried green tomato?" It's like, "I don't think so." Well, do you like it? Yeah, I think so. Like she said, "Is this chicken?"
And that's funny.
Just like, oh my goodness. But it seemed like a very well composed like po' boy.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that bread is spot on.
Yeah.
And the kettle chips that come with it, the Cajun kettle chips.
They were good.
Sell that by the bagful.
Yeah.
Like I would walk out with an entire bag Or if you could like get a refill in a popcorn bucket with those. Oh, they're so delicious. Let's move on to the Philippines. We had the pancit bihon for $8.49. This is rice noodles, sauteed vegetables, pulled chicken, garlic and soy sauce. And we got the crispy lumpia for $4.49. This is pork-filled crispy rice paper roll with dipping sauce.
The lumpia was fantastic.
So good.
So good.
So when I used to work for the credit union up in Jacksonville, we had a little Filipino lady who worked in accounting, Feli. And we would always do a Thanksgiving potluck and we would do a Christmas potluck. And every time she would make lumpia at home, she would hand roll, make it from scratch at home. And she would bring in, I don't even know, hundreds of them. And she would start at like 9 a.m. in the kitchen and she would start frying them up in oil fresh. And our potluck wasn't going to be till like noon for Christmas and Thanksgiving. Those things would be gone by 10 a.m. because everybody would you could smell it throughout the entire building.
Wow.
And everybody would go get it. Every once in a while, she would also make pancit with chicken. And it was just traditional and it was so good. And both of these like took me back to those times.
Oh.
They were perfectly done.
Yeah,
they were so delicious.
Yep.
I would recommend both. The only problem with the lumpia is it's only 2 of them. And I wish that it was like 10 of them.
Yeah. They were really good.
They're perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to make those at home one time. Like when Tina and I have done the pork egg rolls before, we'll make lumpia next time. All right, we're going to move on to Thailand with a green papaya salad with shrimp for $8.49. This is sauteed shrimp on a salad of shredded green papaya, carrots with Thai basil, peanuts tossed in a Thai dressing. In case you're unaware by it saying peanuts, there's an asterisk because it contains peanuts.
Yeah.
Also, it contains carrots. So we should just put that down there because apparently we're just doubling up on everything. It says in the description,
I know,
peanuts, but then they had to say contains
people
peanuts.
Are allergic.
I understand that,
Are
but that's
people
why they
allergic
put
to carrots?
No, there might be, but that's why they put peanuts in the description. You know what I mean?
What if it's a faux peanut?
What's a faux peanut?
I don't know.
Are there fake peanuts?
Maybe.
What would they be made of?
I don't know.
Okay. How was this? Tina got this. We had a bite or two.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Refreshing.
She liked it. Yep.
Very
she
refreshing.
Really liked it. She did say it though tasted very like slaw-y like, but it was really good and she enjoyed it. The dressing was very good and she didn't think it was very spicy at all.
Yeah.
But she almost wanted to drink it, so she really, really liked it.
I really enjoy like a cold like noodle salad or salad and this type of thing. And the papaya, I mean, it's just so good. It's so refreshing. They cook their shrimp perfectly here. Like they do a really good job. And this is just one of those, it was warmer days, you know, considering today is like, and yesterday had been overcast and like today's what, 57 is a high.
Yeah.
We were hitting like 77 as a high.
Yeah.
This is a nice, really good, refreshing dish.
Yes, it is.
On a day like that, just to have a seat and just chill out. All right. We're going to close out with the Coca-Cola Market Square. We're going to start first with the Twisted Tater that they always have, and they have them during Halloween Horror Nights for $9.49. It is a fried, spiralized ribbon potato, thinly sliced and skewered, seasoned with your choice of. You can get either seasoned salt, garlic parmesan, sour cream and chive, or ghost pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Lacey wanted this, and she selected sour cream and chive.
Connor got one, and I don't remember what he got.
I don't remember what he got either.
I think garlic parmesan because he didn't
have.
get the same as Lacey. She wanted to taste it.
To me, these just miss because they're not crispy like a chip, but they're soft like a potato, but they're not as crispy as they should be to balance it out.
Connor's was crispier, and I think because when we ordered, I saw one just sitting under a heat lamp.
Oh, maybe his got fried
and
fresh.
That's what Lacey got, and so
okay. I mean, the flavors are cool. They're fun.
Yeah,
they look amazing. You wanted the dessert here. What was that?
Yeah, it's an orange whoopie pie for $6.99. It's orange soda whoopie pie filled with whipped topping and orange marmalade. I don't think I realized it was orange marmalade until the end. I don't usually like that, but this was fantastic, really good. And by the time like I was really kind of in it, and the kids were kind of eating it too, I didn't really taste the marmalade, and if I did, it worked really well, and I didn't notice it.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. Yeah, for like a little whoopie pie, and I wouldn't pick like a citrus whoopie pie normally.
It was
but
really
again,
good.
It wasn't overpowering in the citrus flavor and the orange flavor.
Nice.
It was great. Finally, one of the things I was looking forward to the most was the cherry cola barbecue pork slider for $9.99. This is slow-cooked carnitas with cherry cola barbecue sauce on a Hawaiian pretzel bun served with lemon lime soda-infused coleslaw.
Mm-hmm.
It was very good. All the flavors were there. This, I think, would be better composed as a full sandwich.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? First of all, it was messy as all get out,
Yes,
so it
it
was
was.
really hard to eat. And by the time we got it, like the bun was super soft. But the Hawaiian pretzel bun with the sprinkle of coarse ground salt on top.
So Kaylin finally got to feel how all of us
Yeah, right?
also felt with, again, these are smaller portions and there was 8 of us.
Yeah.
And it's just a situation where, it's not big enough for 7 people to take a bite.
Right.
So Kaylin came over. She was sitting somewhere and we were like, you should have been paying attention. But she didn't get a bite and she really wanted one.
Yeah.
So we went back and got another one.
Yeah.
And she loved it. She ate it. She ate most of all of it. I think we shared it with somebody else because they were wanting a bite too.
When Rob and Tina got one too, we had 3 total.
Yeah.
Between all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I really loved it. The flavors were all there. I wanted it in a bigger portion. So it could be like, again, better proportion. And then in the, I ended up, because Kaylin didn't finish hers. So I had a bite or so left and I actually took some of the coleslaw and put it on it. And that definitely made it better. Because the coleslaw by itself was just kind of there. It really almost just tasted like they took bagged slaw mixture and maybe mix it with a little bit of Sprite. Like it didn't have enough to it. But once you put it on the slider, it was actually really good. I think Universal does a great job with the Mardi Gras. I've said before, it's not as cohesive as a Disney festival. It's just kind of all throughout the place.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's not one collective really feel about it. There's some Mardi Gras merchandise. They have the tribute store, but it doesn't feel like a festival is going on if you're not standing at a festival booth. It's just kind of like they decided to pop in a food truck or a trailer or an overnight kiosk and just give you something because they thought they were going to be busy. Whereas Disney really has that cohesion around World Showcase and beyond that truly has the festival feel all throughout with merchandise and entertainment. And, right now, Festival of the Arts, like everything going on. But I do think it's worth getting out to. Like if, depending on what we decide to do in the future, we want to get back for Halloween Horror Nights.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just have to pay and buy tickets like, not non-AP holders because we won't have them included anymore. I would still love if deals are going on to get back to Mardi Gras next year because I really enjoy the food and the atmosphere.
As of
we didn't
right
get a chance
now,
to see the parade. I'd love to see the parade again next year.
And as of right now, you can buy a Universal ticket and get 2 days free.
Yeah, as a Florida resident.
That's what we did with Disney for a long time. And I could see us doing that because I wouldn't be as upset as,
Instead of spending $3,600 a year, which didn't include down payment stuff, you're talking about maybe dropping $1,000 for 3 days. So it definitely makes more sense in the long run. So that's something that we would probably go ahead and look at. But we had a wonderful last hurrah.
We did.
We had a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
We are ready to get back to Disney.
Yay.
If you are in the Orlando area, if you live there, if you're coming to visit, House of Mouse Expo is coming March 2nd and 3rd. We will be there. We are super excited. We will be selling our Be Nice to Cast member shirts. I believe Rhonda and I are going to get to participate in a live podcast event. There's going to be amazing panels. We'll be doing Saturday after hours party, which is 90s themed, which is going to be super fun. The celebrities and all come to the party. It's just so cool. Go to houseofmouseexpo.com. I'm telling you, get your tickets. Do not have to go all weekend. At least pick Saturday, pick Sunday, check the after hours, come out, see us, see everybody else. A lot of amazing vendors. They sold out the vendor booths. It's going to be so much fun.
So excited.
We absolutely love it. If you have not done so already, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You will get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. If you're ready to get to that next Disney trip, Universal trip, cruise, wherever it may be in the world, MainSTMagicTravel.com. As long as you're out on the internet, head to your favorite podcast app and please leave us a rating and review.
Because it'll help our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.